Give an overview of the record functionality that comes with the 16-way DVR. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring up the main menu. So we simply right click on the mouse, pressing the menu button, and we'll see that the very first icon listed here is record. So simply click on record, and we'll see that there's 3 tabs inside here. There's the basic, the advanced, and the schedule tab. Okay, so the basic one would be that when the box turns on here, it's simply set to record on all channels that have a camera attached all the time. Okay, so what are the settings on these cameras? Well, we can see we're set here that we can adjust it for video channel 1, so camera 1 basically. And when we're making adjustments to the screen, we can choose to adjust it for one particular camera, or what we can do is we can adjust it for all the cameras in a single thing. So what we'll do here is we'll just adjust camera 1. In terms of the resolution, it's in a mid-resolution here, so CIF here, and it's capable of handling a frame rate of up to 25, okay? Now what we can do is, if we set it to the highest resolution, which is D1, we'll see that there's a change after happening here to the frame rate, and it has a maximum of 6. Where if we'd have a maximum frame rate of up 25 if we were going for a lower resolution. So there's a certain logic there. There's a play-off between frame rates and resolution that you're capable of achieving, okay? So what we want to do now is, if we're happy enough with what we're after doing here, and we want to apply this setting of the highest resolution over to, we'll say, a different camera, what we can do is, rather than manually change it all, we can just simply go to camera number 3 and click copy. And it says this has been successful. So if we went back through, we'll say, now if we were exiting at this point and we wanted to save it, we'd actually click the apply button and then exit. But if we just go here to camera number 2, we'll see that it has the CIF format here. But if you go to 3, which we're after changing, it has successfully changed. So we were able to copy the settings from one to the other in a single go. So that's pretty well this area covered. In terms then of the advanced, it's just saying that in terms of when the hard drive is full, can we automatically overwrite? And that's auto, yeah, and overlay as well. So we just go with both of those default settings because they suit us. And then we'll go into the schedule. So instead of letting it just record on all channels, we can actually come along and we'll say, what we want to do is we want to set this up to record at certain times. And we can either choose to set the recording to off, to schedule, as we've seen here. And by default, the schedule is simply marked all the time. And this is how we'll say, you know, power up and record on everything is the default setting on this. Alarm means that we only start recording if there's an alarm event. And schedule and alarm is yet another setting we can have here. So what we're going to do here is, I'm going to make the following changes. So I'm going to make a decision. So we can see the day. The 7 days of the week are listed here, and we can also see that the day is broken into 24 blocks. So what we're going to do here is, I'm just going to go with the off option, and I'm going to turn off recording for the first 2 hours of the day. I'm going to let it record for 3 hours then, and then I'm going to change it to an alarm setting for the next 3 hours. And finally, I'm going to have a schedule alarm setting here. So I'll select this thing here, and I'll do that for 2 hours there as well. Okay, so I'm happy with that. And what I want to do is, I want to record like that on Sunday, and I also want to have that similar type of recording on Monday. So what I'm going to do here is, I'm simply going to scroll down here, and I'll just choose Monday from the list, and I simply click copy. Copy has been successful, and we'll see we've applied those changes. So the recording for things. So it's very quick. We don't need to replicate a thing. Equally, I could have chosen from the list. We'll say if I wanted to copy. So if we scroll down through the list here, we can still see the full range of different options we would have had here. So for each of the 6 different days, we could have copied 2, and we could have gone to the default option here, which is all. And if I did that, we'll copy, and we'll see changes for all the days in a single go. Okay. But in terms of what channel we've done this for, in terms of what camera, we've only done it for camera 1. Now we could have chosen that we're going to edit it here for all the cameras. So if we moved over to camera number 2 here, we can see that it's still on its 7-day record everything schedule. So if we flick back to camera 1 here, we can come along and we can copy those settings to all the cameras, or we can choose any other camera. So once again, we can say maybe on camera 3 we're going to come along, we copy, and OK. And if we flick through to camera 2, we'll see its settings won't have changed, but if we flick to camera 3, we will see, that its setting has changed. So identical to that. So if we wanted to save those changes, what we'll actually do is we simply hit the apply button. Applied successfully. And now we can exit out, and those changes have now been saved. So that's it anyway, an overview of setting the record functionality on the 16-way DVR.